Welcome to MMA Labology. I'm Anthony Busciglio with Mike, the Mad Lab Iurato. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
I'm going to share this. In the meantime, while I'm sharing, can you give us an update on the smell, taste, food situation?
Yeah, so it's not getting any better from a product standpoint as far as like the things that, but I am creating angles. So basically, and if any of you guys need help with this, if you guys are suffering from this, I'm honestly urging you guys to message me. I'll gladly help you out with it. So basically, I've learned that I still can't eat meats. I still can't eat, a lot of things. Like even the gas station, I figured out why I was pulling to the gas station. I was getting that nauseated smell because I was going into a gas station that right next door is a fast food place. I could smell the meat. So basically, I figured out that I can eat ground chicken and ground turkey meat, but I have to eat it cold. I have to cook it. I have to cool it down. I can't have no garlic powder, no onion powder. And I can eat it that way. So what I've been doing is I've been making all these different bean salads, garbanzo beans, cannelloni beans. I've been taking the air out of them.
Every time I go in the fridge at work, there's a big fucking thing of just beans. I'm like, oh, beans,
tomatoes. Well, listen, I've been doing a lot of garbanzo beans and stuff like that, but I've been pulling the gas out of them, not out of a can. You pull the gas out of them. A lot of vegetables. And believe it or not, bro, my pumps in the gym have been sick.
From the beans?
No, from just the way how clean I've been eating.
Oh,
like I've eaten a ton of vegetables, a ton of I can't eat rice because the rice has a smell to it. Anything that's warm. That's why coffee's so bad. Anything that's warm, even my coffee. Like I gotta only drink like a quarter cup now, and I gotta kill it with fucking with a coffee mate. Like anything that's warm or hot, it destroys me. It all tastes like burning flesh. So anything I can find that's cool, I kind of eat that, but I eat very small pieces, very small, because I can't put like a big piece of chicken in my mouth. I'll fucking gag it up. So it's like, it's really allowed me to take it. Why other people are fucking complaining, like I'm a part of these boards, people are just fucking, oh my God, my life is miserable. I've taken advantage of it. I've literally taken advantage of it, and I've learned all these new recipes and salads and different sources of protein outside of meats and chickens
Matt.
I'm down like 10 pounds, and my workouts, my energy, my skin, everything's been better. So, I can't wait to go back and eat steak and shit like that. But in the meantime, I'm making the best of it. Before we jump into this is going to be really
best of it.
Fully dedicated towards. It really doesn't, bro. It really doesn't, because I'm going to tell you why.
You can't even go out to grab something to fucking eat.
That's the sucky part about it. But the thing that's good about it is that, dude, I've been living on steak and rice, chicken and rice, steak and rice, chicken and rice, bro, like nonstop. This is like pushing me. It's I have no choice. I gotta eat all these different salads, like cucumbers and fucking string beans and like all these different creative. You gotta get creative. So it's really making me a different.
I like the positive spin on it.
It sucks though.
Let's come on.
Like last night I took a fucking edible, dude.
That match just said, bro, it was rough for me. I really enjoyed Thai curry.
I don't like curry. I can't.
Maybe it's time to start fucking liking it, Mike.
No,
I hate vegan. No. Maybe it's time to start liking vegan, Mike.
I won't do it. Anyway, this is predominantly going to be like 90% MMA today, but I just want to get this out of the way from one ludicrous statement from this guy right here.
Let's talk some football. Go ahead.
Okay.
How ludicrous is it?
It's fucking ludicrous as ludicrous can come. This guy, he doesn't even say hello to me when I walk in the door. He doesn't even say hello. He starts off by saying, by the way, I watched Green Bay versus San Francisco.
Earlier in the season this year?
Right. And he goes, and I got to tell you, it's going to rest on Jimmy G's arms. Mind you, don't you say a word yet. Mind you.
Oh, you say a word.
Jimmy G didn't play. They had Trey Lance playing.
Not the whole game, though, right?
Jimmy G played. He didn't play the whole game.
He didn't play for like 3 quarters.
I don't think that
or
was
2 quarters.
No, I don't think
and there was no Elijah Mitchell.
That was before Mitchell broke out?
When he got hurt. He was hurt that game.
Oh, he was hurt that game.
Yeah. So
is it my turn yet?
No.
Okay.
So then he's fucking trying to tell me that no Elijah Mitchell, a hurt and a very hindered confidence Jimmy G, even when he was in the game.
A
at
hindered
that point.
confidence, Jimmy G.
Very
That's what
much.
we're saying for a former
Very
Super
much.
Bowl playing quarterback.
No,
It's a hindered confidence, Jimmy G.
No. See, don't twist the fucking story. You're comparing that to a team that's got a horrible run defense that played a completely different defensive set against a young rookie in Trey Lance that they know can't throw the fucking ball, so they were stacking the box. Ludicrous.
What's the line, Mike?
And I didn't look. And the second thing is this. He's trying to fucking sit here and go against our Cardinal rule. And he's actually going to bet against Brady.
Who's playing Rams?
Rams.
Well, you're a Rams fan, so you're, of
Is it
course,
my turn?
you're a Niners fan, so of course, you guys are both got tall task ahead of you.
He's got a taller task. He's playing the GOAT.
Are you sick? Is it my turn yet?
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know, man. I think they're both fucking tall tasks.
I'm gonna go to the wide shot. I'm not gonna use the camera. I'm going to say this. I said the game will rest on Jimmy G's shoulders because they're going to stack the box to stop the run because Jimmy G fucking stinks.
How can you say he stinks?
Have you watched him play football?
He is good enough to win any game, but he's bad enough to lose it. He doesn't
That sounds
stink.
like a quarterback that stinks to me.
No, he doesn't stink.
He's a little bit above average.
He's
There
a
you
little.
go. He's a little. Let me stop.
A little bit
exaggerating.
above average.
He's a little bit above.
But don't
average.
say he's like Baker Mayfield.
No.
He does enough to keep his job.
Let me tell you something. He beats Green Bay in Green Bay. He may fucking keep his job next year.
It's a tough task, man.
And as to the don't bet against Brady point, their offensive line without Tristan Wirfs stinks. The backup, Nelson, he's going to get smoked by two future Hall of Famers in Von Miller and Aaron Donald.
Von Miller's a shell of what he was.
It doesn't have to be Von Miller in Denver.
You
Look
just said Von Miller.
He
I
looked good
said a
last week,
future-
though.
He said it's a future Hall of Famer.
He had a sack. He's back.
Against Philly, dude. Against Philly.
Who?
Huh?
Who played Philly? Tampa Bay played Philly.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Come on. See, listen, you're all flustered.
Well, you're getting
because I was
flustered,
talking
dude.
bad about Jimmy G. Listen, man,
That's right,
for
Mike.
anybody listening, the Rams are going to go empty sets. They're going to go 4x1. They're going to go 3x1. The Bucks aren't going to adjust. Brady's going to be under duress. If Whitworth for the Rams, if he doesn't play, the Rams may be under duress, but they can still throw the ball. They're going to play, the Bucks are going to play that cover 2 into a 4x1 set, and Stafford is going to eat them for lunch.
All right, so
Absolutely destroyed.
here's my prediction. I'm going to call my prediction right now. My prediction is Tampa Bay wins that game. I'm going to say 27-24. That's my prediction on that game. 27-24. And
Where
I'm
are
going
they
to
getting 27 points from? With no Antonio Brown, no Godwin.
They only got Mike Evans. They got Gronkowski. They got Tom Brady at the helm, dude. That's what I mean.
Come on.
Is Fournette coming back or he's done?
I think they said it's a game time decision.
So here's my
So
prediction.
you're telling me Jalen Ramsey's going to give up? The only person I think is going to eat is Gronk because the Rams don't have
Dude,
anybody.
he
in the
makes
interior.
everybody around him good. Everybody.
So Scotty Miller is going to have a great game, and Brashard Perriman, the journeyman who hasn't been.
I cannot wait till
He
Tuesday,
can't
bro.
stick to a team. Is going
Do you
to have a
believe what
great
he
game.
said?
Are they
He's
playing?
one of
Is
the
Tampa
best
Bay
defense-
Rams Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday at 3.
Okay.
Do you believe what
can't-
he's
I-
saying right now?
Hey, bro,
It's
you know
not
what?
Brady.
He won a Super Bowl with Kimbrel Tompkins.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'm forgetting overall. I'm letting it cloud my judgment, not completely, but no, not against the defense that's going to show up.
You
And
make
they're
it
gonna
sound
lose.
like the Rams just.
They're going to
They
lose
just
in
saw
the-
God come off
they're
the
going
cross.
to lose in the trenches.
Okay.
I was impressed. I was very impressed by the Rams.
The only thing that does scare me about the Rams right now is Akins coming back as hard as he
Akers
did.
can't make it.
Akers as hard.
I don't
as
think
hard as he
he's.
can
I
make
don't
it.
think he's going. They're going to be able to run the ball that well.
Well, I'm saying that's a big.
No, he looked explosive.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter that he has this success. It matters that that's a problem now for
Yeah,
defensive.
yeah.
But
It's not
here's
nothing
my
I gave.
prediction on the Niners game. You said it rests on the shoulders of Jimmy G. I say Aaron Rodgers at the end of that game does something to blow the game.
I would love that. That's one thing that I would love to see.
Yeah, but he doesn't do that.
Oh, yes, he does.
Usually,
In the playoffs, he does.
it's something else that happens.
In the playoffs, he does. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to say that not that he makes a stupid mistake like something like
He
that.
usually doesn't lose the game. Usually something else happens.
But I'm going to say he's going to do something crucial in that game to where he's going to have to dig himself out of like a hole late. It's going to be an interception. He's going to get sacked. Bosa's going to sack him for a fumble if he plays. Something's going to happen on his merit, dude, that's going to lose him that game. That's
Matt on your side over here. He goes, bro, you guys are talking like Jimmy G's one step away from working at McDonald's.
Thank you.
Because Niners look good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you.
There's no, so in the Cowboys game, at what point did you say, wow, Jimmy G is about to throw this game away? Was it the interception or the tip ball that was
I
almost
say it every game.
I'm saying that. Oh, so you're saying that?
I say every game he's good for one pick. Every game.
Exactly.
At the wrong time.
It just matters
you're telling
when it
me
is.
that in the playoffs, you can count that one interception, and then there's added pressure. You're going into Green Bay playing Aaron Rodgers. Jimmy G is not that guy.
But here's the thing, bro. They're playing a team where they can lean on their run game,
But
dude.
There's also another factor here.
Oh, Christ.
Kyle Shanahan is
All right.
the coach.
You guys, let me say one piece.
Go ahead.
Okay?
This guy's eating fucking nuts in front of me. I can't eat them.
Taste the nut.
All right, listen. I'll just say one thing. I told this to them 10 times in the last 2 weeks. They look great, the Niners, but the one thing I don't like is that every game, they don't play a complete game.
No, they
From
don't.
beginning to
And
end.
that's contributed to
There's always a hole.
quarterback.
They let them back in sometimes. They make it interesting when they don't have to. And that worries me against a guy like Aaron Rodgers.
He doesn't want to play us, dude.
I would love to
He
play
does
the
not
Niners.
wanna play
Instead
us.
of the Packers, I would love to play the
No, you
Niners.
don't. You don't
I
wanna
want
play
the
that
Niners
defense,
to
bro.
go. It's a home game. There's familiarity. There's a
Oh, you got
divisional
Pat over
rival
here.
there, and they were
Aaron
up
is going to
17-0.
kill him, he says.
Oh, Pat, stop. This guy fucking wears Green Bay fucking outfits from 2011.
What's the bet? We got to do a bet then.
What? On what?
What's the
One
bet?
of you guys is losing this week. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, if we play?
No, this week.
If the Niners lose and the Rams lose, you guys are both shaming.
By the end of the show, we'll have that
Okay.
sealed down. All right.
All right, no more football talk. Save it for Tuesday.
Save it for the pie.
All right, so a couple things. Little NFT update.
All right.
UFC just launched their new NFT platform, just like NBA Top Shots. With the video moments, they're going to be coming out on Sunday. They look pretty fucking sick, brand new. If you guys don't know NBA Top Shots, people who got in the beginning made a lot of fucking money. A lot of money. So I got early into Candy, which is the baseball one, right? I was early in the beginning. I bought 10 packs. The first packs released for $50 each, okay? 2 months ago. The marketplace went live 3 days ago, and I sold 8 of the packs out of the 10 for 10 grand. Let me repeat that. I bought 10 packs for $50 each, $500. The marketplace went live. People started selling the unopened packs on Saturday. I saw like $300 a pack. I'm like, wow, $300. Should I sell one now? Everybody's like, yo, don't fucking sell. Just wait. Then I saw $400, $500, $600, $700. Kept going up until I saw $1,300, $1,400. That's it. I'm unloading. I sold 8 packs for between $1,300 and $1,400 each. I unloaded 8 packs for 10 fucking grand that I spent $500 on, and I still have 3 more packs that I didn't sell yet. Complete score, right?
Wow.
So, the UFC is launching on Sunday. They're starting with a $49 pack, 3 cards, right? So definitely everybody can afford that. Go to UFCstrike.com. On top of that, NFL is launching theirs tomorrow called NFL All Day. I got early access to that one, beta. Same thing, $49 pack, same thing really early. So, and they're all like NBA. They're like video moments. But these should be really fucking cool.
All right.
I'm not a baseball fan, so I just unloaded the packs. I don't care. But football and fights are my 2 favorite sports, so I'm going to actually want to collect the sets. These are actually pretty cool. So we're going to buy some for the company Sunday. I'll buy some football ones. So, I mean, you can make a lot of fucking money with these things, and it's easy, and you can use credit cards. All right? So, let's talk about the fights. UFC
Hopefully we'll get a fucking Jimmy G one when he gets MVP.
There's nobody on this planet that has put much stock in the Jimmy G.
I don't put any stock into him.
You just said.
That was a joke, bro.
Bush,
Read the room.
Bush, consummate professional. Let's go. Let's get into the fight.
Let's go.
Stick to the fights, okay? UFC 2. My buddy Scotty wants to see the show, okay? UFC 270. We are going. Yo, we're going to do the weigh-ins tomorrow?
I don't think so.
Why?
Because it's
free. They're free tickets.
I know they're free, but it's 20 minutes, dude. It's like drive all the way to fucking on the center, deal with all the fucking people, watch fucking people weigh in. Hey,
Not that many people are going to go to the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to go to.
I get to them. They're not.
We got to get some content. Go to the way.
You want to go?
What time?
It's at 4 o'clock tomorrow, right after work. I'm thinking.
You can deal with the fucking traffic.
What traffic?
What do you mean, what traffic?
The stadium's 10 minutes from the fucking
Why are you going
office.
full Italian, right?
The stadium's 10 minutes from the office.
I've been to so many weigh-ins, dude.
What did I make you mad?
It's not the weigh-ins. It's not the real weigh-ins.
What do you mean?
You're going to the ceremonial weigh-ins. You're talking about the ceremonial weigh-ins, right? That's what you want to go to with the music playing, and they're like, "And now."
I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, ceremony. What'd you say, Quan?
It's exciting.
Did I make you? You seem flustered.
No, but I got him eating nuts. I got you fucking shitting on me, telling lies.
Try one.
No, nah, I don't want to put my fingers where your fingers have been right now.
All right, let's go. UFC 270. We're going to the fucking fights. I can't wait. Let's just go right to the main card. Pull them up. Start talking about it. I got the betting odds up over here. Mike, Juan, pull up the first image. Who do you want to start with?
Let's start with the main event.
All right, let's go right to Ngannou and Gane, baby. Let's go. 7,800, 8,400. Gane, the minus 150 favorite. Gane, the interim title holder. Don't forget.
No.
Ngannou,
Yeah, Gane. Yeah.
Ngannou took the title from Stipe. Then Ngannou was traveling, and Ngannou's camp tried to dictate when they wanted to fight next. Got into a beef with the UFC. They say, you know what, fuck you. When you come back, you'll fight again. Stripped him of the belt.
Ngannou's the champion. Francis is the champion.
Stripped him of the belt, and then...
And I even indicated that in the article.
Then Gane and Lewis fought for the vacant title, not the real title, but he does have the belt right now. So this is for the real title now.
Yeah.
Gane and Ngannou, there's a story behind it, right? They were training partners in France, know each other really well. You know, Ngannou says that he knocked Gane out a couple of times in sparring, and then you hear the stories that it wasn't true, that Gane pieced him up plenty of times. Now apparently they're enemies now, which is always for show.
Mm-hmm.
They seem like both nice guys where they really wouldn't be enemies like that. So probably a lot of hype. But this is
no. There's no animosity on Gane's side. There is animosity on Francis' side,
which makes me think that Gane did piece him up a little bit. Why you got animosity if you beat him up in sparring?
Well, I think that Francis is becoming egotistical
Could be.
individual, dude.
Could be.
Very
He's
egotistical.
talking a lot about money. He don't get paid a lot. He's bitching about that. You know what I mean? So could be. But this is interesting, man. I'm telling you.
In all aspects, he's the champion.
In all aspects, Ngannou's the champ.
Yeah, that's it.
Ngannou's the champ. I'm going to give my take, and then Mike will give his take. On paper, looking at it all, looking at how Gane's looked in the last 6 fights, I don't like when heavyweights fight like they're middleweights. I just don't like how they stay away. And Gane, but that's the way he wins his fights. He's smart, technical striker, all around great game. He's got long range, big fucking guy, very durable, very athletic for a big guy. I mean, the guy's just laying on his feet. He's just bouncing around like he's 100 pounds lighter than what he is. He's quick. He's fast. He don't have the power even close to what Ngannou has. Gane's also...
No, I don't see it.
I don't know if he has that power, bro.
He's got...
I just haven't seen it.
Well, don't say not even close.
Okay. I haven't seen it, so I don't want to say that. I have also not seen his chin get tested at all. Not even once, because he plays that game where he's technical and stays away, so we haven't seen that. So saying all that, I should be saying Gane's going to piece him up and just stay away from him and play that whole game. But you know what? I'm not. I'm still going to go with my gut. I'm saying Ngannou keeps the rightfully owned belt. He just catches him sometime in the second round and fucking knocks this guy the fuck out and keeps the belt. Now, I know he's a one-trick pony. I get it. You got to admit, though, he did tighten up on this takedown defense, and he showed it against Stipe, right? But I know there's a lot of flaws in his game, but he's still, to me, the baddest man right now in the planet when it comes to fighting. And I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm taking the dog. I'm taking Francis Ngannou to knock out Cyril Gane.
Okay. I can't blame you because at the end of the day, if you look at what we always say, like if you're giving me the champion, which he is the champion, as a dog, you usually take him all day. You know what I mean? Like that's just it is. You know, beat the champ. But this is a anomaly case for me. And I went through this back and forth, and a couple things that just come to mind that like I've seen on Twitter and stuff. I still can't remember where I saw it, but I remember somebody saying, you know, people are really overtoning his power, and they're undermining his boxing, his technical boxing, and his speed, which I think is a ridiculous, ludicrous statement. I don't think he has any boxing. I think he has very fundamentals, his fundamentals, but his boxing is very pedestrian. Does he have speed? Yeah, he's got speed because he's an athlete. He's a good athlete. He's for his size, and he does have speed. But there's different categories of speed. Speed doesn't only mean that you have good, he's got good hand speed, that means he's fast. No, speed is everything. Speed is a defensive prowess as well. How do you move your head? How you get out of the way? How you jump off the center line? How your reaction time is? It's not just how your hands are. And if you look at from his technical boxing, look what he did to Rosenstrike. I mean, he was stabbing him at the body. Like he was using his jab.
Watch the video.
He was stabbing him at the body.
That was a good breakdown, that part.
Yeah. You know, I broke that down in the video breakdown. I showed a video of the way he stabs at the body, which is good because it brings your guard down. But if that doesn't work, he's Haymaker City. He just says, you know what? I'm going to go for fucking broke, try to break your defensive down and see if I catch it. And it worked out in his favor, and he knocked out Rosenstrike. But if you go through his resume, you know, and this is where it's tough to really see where he is. He had a major mental meltdown, dude.
After the first Stipe fight.
You know, he listened.
Lost all his confidence.
But he went from a super, like a PCP high, especially after Overeem. After Overeem, I mean, you tombstone somebody like that, you're in the history books. You got fucking videos that are endless that are going to be showing on the UFC highlights.
Highlight reel.
And then he goes into that fight high as a kite. He loses to Stipe. Everybody knows he's human. He now knows I'm human, and everyone else knows I'm human.
He was undefeated going into that.
Yeah, he goes into the Derek Lewis fight now, completely fucking gun shy, like a turtle in a shell. And it was one of the worst fights we've ever seen. But at least Derek Lewis...
Possibly the worst fight in UFC history, bro. It really was.
But at least Derek Lewis, at some points in time, was like saying, fuck it, dude, somebody's got to swing. He would throw like a punch here and there, but he was completely gun-shy. That's a mental thing. Then he comes back, he knocks out Curtis Blades, he beats an old Cain Velasquez, he beats an old Junior Dos Santos, he throws haymakers at Rosenstrike. What impressed me was his last fight against Stipe.
Yeah.
That impressed me. He showed some decent takedowns in defense, some decent reversals. His cardio looked a little bit better. But at the end of the day, he still only made it. It still only went 2 rounds.
Yep.
You know,
it was early second.
It went early second round. So if you look at after the Stipe fight, he went 1 5-round fight, which he lost, and he was completely gassed out. The fight against Blades went 3 and knocked him out. Then it was 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2. So his overall body of work, he's only been to the 3rd round 1 time in his fucking career. That's it. 1 time. So now you're fighting a guy who, and I always go by this, the boxer always beats the puncher. Always. And it's predicated on, though, we always say about Derek Lewis, like, can he, you know, he's got that one shot. And Derek Lewis does it, man. Derek Lewis fucking does it. But he does it to a lot of fighters that have technique that are very stationary. Alexander Volkov, very stationary. Like, he could do it to guys that are much better than him, but very stationary. Gane is in and out of the pocket. He's side to side. He moves lateral. He stabs. He gets away. He's looking to score. So my whole thing is I don't see any way outside of Francis knocking him down with a shot, taking him down, that he could win a round.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Okay, so now what happens if
knockout or bust?
It's knockout or bust. So now we all know that as fights go on, your power bar only goes down. It don't go up. So if he's sitting there and he's stabbing him, say he goes into the 3rd round, I think it's fair to say Gane maybe the 1st round. Maybe the 1st round I could see Francis taking because there's a little hesitancy on both sides. But if he goes up 2 rounds to none, and now it's in the 3rd round, he needs a fucking knockout. And that's when desperation mode starts. Well, he doesn't need it at that point, but it's kind of showing you a tale that, like, look, if you don't knock him out, dude, he's just going to keep stabbing him, getting out of the way, stabbing him, engaging when he wants to. Francis is going to be chasing him down. And then in the 4th and 5th round, then at that point, it's knockout or bust for him. And then what happens? He starts doing the Rosenstrike. He starts throwing caution to the wind, getting frustrated. His ego starts getting the best of him. And then you got cool, collective Cyril Gane stabbing him. He's not, listen, would he want to get a finish? Of course he does. All fighters want to get a finish. But he will be fine with just stabbing him from the outside. Yep. You know, he will be. Don't compare him to Alistair Overeem. Alistair Overeem doesn't move like that. And Alistair Overeem's a lot older. You know, a lot chilly. The thing that scares me about this fight is no matter how many check marks that he has in his corner, which he has, he's the better athlete, he's the faster fighter, he's the much more technical fighter, he's the smarter fighter. He's only got one check mark against him, which is the power. And that's the X factor. That's where, if no matter how good, this is where analytics go fucking completely out the window. You guys with numbers and stuff. I don't care how good you are. If he hits you with one shot, you're going out. So every one of those check marks that Cyril Gane has in his corner that's a bonus, there's got to be an asterisk there. Better athlete, but he can get clipped. Much better technical boxer, but he can get clipped. So you got to hold it there. But when I put everything in front of me and I look at it, if he does have durability and he can take a good shot and he sticks to the game plan, and he doesn't, and he goes 5 rounds, which I clearly think he could go 5 rounds easily.
He has.
You know, like easily though.
Good.
I think that he wins this fight, and I think that he could possibly finish Francis probably like in the 4th or 5th round.
Okay. I'm going to take a quote.
So I take Cyril Gane.
Out of the late John Madden's mouth.
Oh God, he had this all queued up.
I did not. The best fighter doesn't always win.
You're right.
Henry today.
Right?
Who?
You.
What?
Best fighter doesn't always win.
So what if he had it teed up?
I said you're right.
I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah, it's a dangerous fight.
And I still think that Ngannou fucking catches him with a fucking vicious knockout.
It very can happen.
And the Gane fucking hype train slows down, baby.
Well, I don't think he's a hype.
Let's go, Francis.
Even if he loses.
Bring me the belt.
And here's another thing. When you look at them he's very, very. What the fucking guy's making me lose my confidence?
You gotta focus, man.
Cool. You're very honored.
Hey, Ricky, genius, Bush. Thank you, bro. I know.
So
knockout, baby. Look, Derek Lewis made a living.
Just sold fucking 30 NFTs. He's happy.
Derek Lewis made a living.
You know what I?
Derek Lewis made a living doing exactly what I just said.
I'm not disagreeing.
Derek Lewis. If you look at Derek Lewis's history, okay, just his history. How many rounds has he won?
Probably none. Yeah.
How many fights has he won?
Yeah, okay, but I understand that. But what I'm saying is, look what happened when, listen, he fought a lot of guys that were a lot more talented than him. A lot more. I'm not going to deny that. Look what happens when he fought Cyril Gane. A guy who's on a different level of talent.
Okay, well, is Stipe, would you consider that kind of level?
Stipe?
Yeah.
I think
one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
Agreed, but I don't think, I think Stipe.
Maybe a little older.
I think Stipe took a lot of fucking damage, and Stipe made some very bad decisions in that fight, and I think we can both agree on that.
Well, when he clipped Ngannou, he thought he hurt her. He thought he hurt him.
When he clipped Ngannou, when he clipped Francis, he was still a little bit shaken, and he charged in with his chin up in the air.
Yeah, he did.
And I think that he probably would have still lost the fight. I'm not saying it, but at the end of the day, like even Stipe doesn't move like Gane moves. Gane's got a different movement. He's got a very, very.
He's a different animal, bro. We've never seen a guy like him.
I'm not saying he's better than Stipe. Stipe to me is almost. I love.
You agree that we've never seen a guy like him in the heavyweight division?
The only person,
like a guy who's that light on his feet who moves like that for his size.
The only person I could tell you that compares to the technical boxing that he had was back in the day. I always said this. Andrei Arlovsky had some of the slickest boxing in the heavyweight division I've ever seen.
Fucking guy's still slugging it out too.
Yeah, but it's different now.
Yeah, of course.
When he was back when he was in a heavyweight, when he was younger, when he was like really the pit bull, his boxing was so tight and slick, dude. Like he was the first guy to come in with real slick boxing. Other than that, Ngannou's just showed such a well-diverse arsenal then it's hard to pick against them. But like I said, it's not a fight you're going to go and be like, go and run into the window. But I can agree with the odds why he's a favorite.
Now listen, I'm going to the fight.
Yeah.
That means that I'm betting on every single fight, one after another, because I'm there. So yeah, I'm laying. I'm putting the money on Francis Ngannou, and I'm taking home the money and the belt. Okay.
This is getting really fucking rough for me.
Why are you so hostile now?
Wait, listen,
He's excited. You should
I'm
be
not
excited.
hostile.
You should be as excited as we both
Yo,
are.
he's got it out for me today. This motherfucker.
All right. Let's go to the second championship fight, and then we'll talk about some of the other fights on there. Let's pull up Figueiredo and Moreno. Okay.
I'm gonna regret this one.
Okay. Well, you might, but I hope I didn't influence you here. Okay. But before the first Figueiredo Moreno fight, when I watched Figueiredo win, probably about 3 fights in a row, I watched. I was like, wow, this guy for a flyweight is a fucking monster, bro. It's harder than anybody else his size. I was like, no one's gonna beat this guy. And then Moreno came in as a big dog in the first fight. And they had an epic fight. Fight of the year candidate. Figueiredo Moreno won, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now, it ended up being a draw. But people got to remember that there was a point deducted on a low blow, which the ref really didn't have to take a point off because it wasn't a repeated low blow. Got Figueiredo with a low blow. That's what ended up even the score. And when you watch the fight again, I thought Figueiredo won that fight. Okay? Ended up being a draw. Fine. Then you get Figueiredo Moreno too. I was all on Figs. And we both were. No way Moreno's going to win this fight. And Figueiredo came out, and he almost pulled like a Tyron Woodley, right? When he was just gun shy, bro. If you watch the fight again, like he just wouldn't pull the fucking trigger. I don't know why. It was almost like he didn't want to be in the cage.
Yeah.
Right. Fight goes on. Moreno catches him in a choke, and it almost looked like Figueiredo was happy that he lost. It was like immediately he grabbed Moreno's arm and held it up high. He was like happy that he lost. It just seemed fucking odd to me. I don't know why. And Mike did some research on this, and then he'll tell you, which I didn't know any about this until he told me yesterday about things that Figueiredo said. So I think that Figueiredo's a better fighter. I think Moreno has been fighting over his, not potential, but over his, what's the word?
Ability.
Yeah, I think he's just overachieving. I believe he's been overachieving. Good for him. I think he's been fighting overachieving. I think Figueiredo's been underachieving. I'm picking Figueiredo to win back the title. I think he comes out with a chip on his shoulder, shows the world why he was one of the best flyweights to ever fight in that division. The only thing that concerns me is if he pulls a Tyron Woodley. Same thing. If he comes out, because we saw it. Remember with Tyron when after he did it twice in a row, like, all right, he has a different camp now. His head's straight. He's not going to come out and be gun shy again. He's ready, and he did it again. And sometimes when you just lose your mojo, you lose it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing that worries me is that he comes out and does the same shit he did in the first fight and is gun shy. But if he does come out like he was in the first fight and previous to that, his other fights, I think Figueiredo wins this fight.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything you said makes sense. I mean, you're just echoing what I'm going to say, just a little bit more detail. But when I was never a big Figueiredo fan, and he'll tell you that. Like, I was never like a huge fan of his. I always thought that, honestly, when he won the vacant belt, I was always like, he's all right. Like, he can be beat though, And if you look at his fights, the only fight I got wrong with him before. I'm sorry. The only fight that he lost, and I was right, was when I picked Jussier Formiga against him. I picked Formiga.
Oh, you picked Formiga against him?
I picked Formiga against him.
When was that?
That was back in 2019.
Oh, 19.
But there was just something about him. I was like, yeah, he's good. He's got power, but that's all he's got to snap. Blah, blah, blah. Then as the fights went on, he beats Pantoja. He beats Tim Elliott. He beats Joe Benavidez 2 times, but, it is what it is. Yeah, Alex Perez. Then he does a draw with Moreno, and then so he fought hard in all those fights, but the last fight, from the opening bell, I was just like, there's something wrong.
It was off.
It was like there was a gear missing.
Yep.
And after the fight, when they raised, now if you go back and you look at the champions that have lost their titles, maybe they'll congratulate you and stuff. They're not picking you up and walking you around the fucking cage.
It was like he was so happy that he lost the fucking grabbing the guy, picking him up in the air. Like, bro, this is a fucking movie.
You got Cormier in the corner crying.
Yeah.
You got Stipe not wanting to accept it. Like, you got like when you're really a champion, you really love and hold that.
You're
belt.
upset.
Like, you're upset. You're not hugging, holding his arm up, picking him up. So here's the thing. When you're a champion, people don't understand the pressure that's involved with that. You know, there's a lot of pressure to be involved with that. And there's something to be said about not being the champion and being in the shadow a little bit. Just a little bit. You don't have this target on your back. Every time you walk into the cage, you're pretty much walking in undefeated, because even if you're not undefeated, you're holding something that you could lose, and you're losing that. You lose. It's like everyone's almost go. So you're walking in every time undefeated. You're always got the target on your back. You're considered the champion. When you're in training camp, there's cameras on you all the time, interviews. When he went back to fucking Brazil, I can only imagine how many Brazilian shows he did.
Water buffaloes.
Like, but think about it, right?
Yeah.
Then he's opening up a fucking gym. He opened up a gym in between here. He was launching his gym with the phone calls. He wasn't. He claims that during that fight he really wasn't fully dialed in. He was opening up a new gym. The pressures, and I really, really believe that some people can hold the pressures of being the champion, and some people can't. And that's also a factoring in who's a true champion and who's not. Can you deal with the pressures of actually holding that belt and all the obligations that go along with it? We obviously know John Jones can't.
It's like the New York Yankees effect. How many people, they pick up a free agent and the guy shits the bed because he can't handle the New York pressure. It's happened. I'm a Yankee fan. And my whole life I've seen that.
They say if you make it in New York, you make it anywhere.
I've seen they big, huge free agent. Ricky, if he's listening, knows this. He's a Yankee fan, and the Yankees bring him in, and the guy just shits the fucking bed and never performs up to them because of that New York pressure.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, championship pressure.
Yeah, I mean, that's what made Muhammad Ali great. Like, this is a guy
who thrived under that.
Embraced it.
Loved the camera, loved the press.
Some people just can't do it, and maybe he's not the guy. But now that he's stepping back, and then we're gonna get to Brandon Moreno. But now that he's stepping back and he's not in the spotlight anymore, and he's got somebody in front of him now. He's not the spotlight. He's got some, even though this is a big fight for him, he loses his fight. It's done. But he doesn't got that spotlight on him. There's not that much pressure on him. The obligations aren't there no more. The gym's open. You got to tend to feel like you're going to see a different Figueiredo in this fight.
I hope so.
But it's all predicated on the weigh-ins. This fight is really predicated on the weigh-ins, on how he weighs in. And it's also predicated on how Brandon Moreno also reacted on his offseason as champion. What was he doing? Does he still have that same hunger? He was talking about buying new houses with fucking new Legos and stuff like that. Like, you don't know. He still looks like the same guy, but I still, too, am under the belief system that his durability carries him a long way, because he's super fucking durable, dude. That kid is just super durable. And the thing that scares me about this fight is that he's Mexican. I take a Mexican fighter over anybody, usually.
Of course, when you're talking about the Barreras, the Morales, the boxing, the old school boxers.
True Mexican fighter. That's why I love Alvin Adano so much. True Mexican fighter. And that's what he is. He's like a real, tried and true Mexican fighter. But there's something about this fight in the air for me that thinks Figueiredo's going to get it done.
Me too.
I think he's going to come in super. If you look at the pictures of him,
I don't think he's going to starch him.
No. But if you look at the pictures of him, he's in the best shape I've seen him in a long time. They already said that Brendan Royval was possibly going to be a step-in replacement if he doesn't make weight. But I don't think they announced it yet, which means they're going to they took a good hard look at him already. If they didn't announce, I don't know if they announced it yet, but it took a good and said, look, you're probably not going to need you, but be prepared. But I don't know. Like, I'm with you on this. I think there's just something that's telling me that, like, Moreno's going to come and fight. He always comes in and fight. He's going to be cool, collective. He's going to do this. He doesn't want no animosity. But I think that Figueiredo got humbled. I think he's out of the spotlight now. He's a little bit more into the shadow. He likes that underdog role.
I don't think he would have took this fight if he wasn't going to be done.
And I think he's gonna thrive a little better in this spot, and his confidence too, maybe coming out of that draw. You know what I mean? And then knowing, like, I was just in a fucking war, and I'm worrying about my gym, and I'm worrying about this, and I'm worrying about that, and I don't know. Like, this is all predicated on the weigh-in. So my soft prediction right now, if he weighs in properly and looks good, I'm going Figueiredo. But if the weigh-ins don't look good, if I see something I don't like, I'm flipping my pick.
Might have a flip.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, let's take some of the other fights on the card. So there's been a little steam that came off this card, which kind of sucks because we had a couple good fights lined up that now came off. We had the I thought that the Greg Hardy and Olenek fight was going to be a very interesting fight. You got the old man boa constrictor against a guy who's not good on the ground but has power.
Now he's fighting Sergey Spivak
In 2 weeks,
Yeah.
right? And then we also had another fight that I was really looking forward to, which was the Topuria-Evloev fight. That was, what a great matchup that was. Topuria's now fighting, what the fuck is he fighting?
Jourdain.
He's fighting Jourdain. He's a huge favorite, minus 650. Alexa Grasso and Vivian Arahu. That was going to be a great fight, too. That came off the card. So, but we have some good ones over here. We have Nurmagomedov. The Syed Nurmagomedov Cody Stamen fight. This is the good fight, and I'm curious. Stamen's just a very, very live dog here.
Very.
This is a good fight. I don't know who you're picking. I don't know if you want to just talk about it, or if you want to actually tell everybody who you're picking. But I like the dog here. I
like
do.
Stamen?
I do.
All right. I can't disagree with you. I could just tell you this. First of all, guys, he's in no relation to Khabib.
Yeah.
All right. So
His last name just happens to be Nurmagomedov.
yeah, if you guys think that
Pakistani though, right?
huh? Yeah. If you guys think that he's gonna come in and he's gonna bring this wrestling prowess with him, and you're like, well, Dudagi's wrestling is good, and then you got Stamen who's a wrestler, and well, he's gonna probably neutralize him, and no, he's a striker first. Nurmagomedov. He's a striker first, and but he's a very long, and he's actually pretty dynamic striker. But he does have wrestling. He does have grappling in his back pocket. This is a tough fight to call because by all rhymes and reasons, when you watch the film, he should win this fight. He should be able to stay on the outside. He should be able to stick Stamen a little bit. He's faster than Stamen. He's more dynamic than Stamen. You really got to put on a hard pace. And even when you do, he's tough because when you put on a hard pace, you got to push forward. When you're pushing forward, you're taking a chance in getting caught with spinning elbows and this dynamic shit that he throws. Stamen's got to, at some point, get this fight to the ground. He's not going to stand in the trade room, and that's where it could be dangerous for Stamen because Stamen's got to take a shot. He can catch a knee. He can catch an elbow. However, the Nurmagomedov's good on the ground, too. You know what I mean? So this is
a great fight.
It's a really, really, really good fight. I could tell you now, I think he's one of the more live dogs on the card. But I am going to Nurmagomedov.
Okay.
I think Nurmagomedov.
Throw a unit on Stamen. Let's go. I'm going against him on everything today. No, we're on the same side as Figs. All right. Next fight we're on the main card would be the Michel Pereira, right? We get a graphic of Pereira. There we go. 9,100, 7,100. This guy's a late replacement. Fiallo. I know nothing about him. If you guys don't know Michel Pereira, He's actually stopped with the whole show, but he's the guy who would come in and do backflips off the cage and do all this crazy shit and side kicks and flips and all these crazy moves, which just expend energy and actually caused him to lose a couple of fights he should have won in the past.
Yeah.
His last couple of fights after he beat Chaos Williams and then he beat somebody else, he's settled down and just that bullshit don't work in the UFC. He's actually utilizing his skill set the right way. But he's a great guy to watch. He's got that he's the kind of guy you would see in Bloodsport. Like the kind of guy you would see.
He's got that capoeira stuff.
Yeah, he's got that look to him, the body, he looks like he should be in one of those movies, like a Jean-Claude Van Damme 1980s movie. He's great fighter to watch. He will do some tricky shit no matter what, just to put on a show because he's a showboater. But he's a really good fighter. And this other guy, I have no idea who the fuck he is, bro.
He's actually not bad.
Is his debut?
He's debuting. He's actually not too bad. I watched film and actually I did a video breakdown of this at the madlabmma.com, and you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch the film on him. So first thing with Pieta is, I'll keep this short, is this is a guy who fought solely 75% showman, 25% fight for a long time. And then I think his loss to Tristan Connolly really, really
That was the one.
told him, listen, I understand you want to be flash, you want to entertain the fans. We understand that you're a great athlete and you got that matrix style to you, but at the end of the day, you can entertain the fans all you want, but if you're losing fights to guys you're not supposed to lose to, it's not a good fucking.
And you're expending energy with those big fucking,
right. So I think that he really I think that was a big wake up call. I actually think that was the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah.
And now he's fighting at a 75% fight ratio to 25% showmanship.
Yep.
And it's been paying dividends for him. I just hope he doesn't revert back to Tristan Connolly in this fight because this guy's a debuter, and you know what I mean. I hope
this is also on TV, pay-per-view, on the main card.
I hope he doesn't revert back because if he does revert back,
he's got that ego inside of him to do that stupid shit.
This guy can cause him a little bit of trouble. The guy does have some decent striking. He's not that he's economical with his striking, but he's sharp. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants to do. My biggest gripe with him is, bro, and you'll see it on the film, all the subs I break it down on film. He leaves his fucking chin just hanging.
This guy.
Yeah, just hanging. So I could see them getting into little, bouts here and there, and him leaving his chin hanging. And
I like to see Pereira knock him out because his last couple fights, he just
spinning elbow.
There wasn't finishes his last couple fights. He went the distance. I'd like to see him fucking really whack somebody.
Offensively, he's proficient. He's good, but he's got a big deficiency the way he leaves his chin. He leaves his chin like just hanging out. Like you'll see him come across with some good offense. You're like, well, it's a nice combination, and then bum bum bum. Then he'll eat three.
Good. I hope that's what happens. I'm a Pereira fan. I like him.
So dangerous fight if you come out 75% showmanship and 25% fight. But if he comes out even 50% showmanship and 50% fight, he wins this fight.
Good. So all right, last fight for the main card. What's the last one? Vieira?
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Rodolfo Vieira. So I don't know what degree fucking black belt this guy is. One of the best, right? Super dangerous on the ground. But this guy, he disappointed us probably about a year ago.
That was one of the big...
We had this guy. This guy's a submission fucking artist, like one of the elite, one of the elite in the UFC. And he was...
In the world.
In the world. He was fighting Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Right? And he was huge favorite. We had him in parlays. We had him by submission. I mean, we had him across the fucking board. And if you would have seen what happened in that fight, he comes out... And he had him in the choke, and he gassed out his arms in like 2 minutes. And 2 minutes into the first round, he was done. His gas tank was done. And then Anthony Fluffy Hernandez ends up submitting him, which no one would. I think we looked afterwards. The odds were like
-4,000.
It was like plus 4,000 for Fluffy Hernandez to submit him. I mean, it was one of the biggest upsets, by the way, it got finished ever. I mean, it was, if you didn't watch that, go watch that. And then the guy came back and the last two times, he won his last, I believe his last two fights, looked better. And actually the last fight, did his decision?
The last fight was, no, he finished Stoltzfus by rear naked choke.
In the third though, right?
In the third.
I remember that, it looked like he fixed his cardio issues a little bit, and he was able to get to the third and still finish the guy in the third round because we had bet him to win by inside the distance.
He got performance of the night.
He got performance of the night, and he won. We were getting worried, and then he won in the third round. So it looks like, he figured out that gas problem that he had, or I don't know what the fuck he did against Fluffy. So, but what's your take on this?
It scares me, dude. Anytime he fights, it scares me because when you have it just goes to show you how important conditioning is. You could be at a high level the way he is. I mean, just look at his credentials. I mean, ADC Submission World Champion 2015, gold medal. World Champion, gold in 2011, gold in 2012, gold in 2013, gold in 2014. Abu Dhabi, 2009, 11, 12, 13, 14. All world champion. This guy's just all across the board a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion. And you get, I think Fluffy Hernandez was like a purple belt. You know what I mean?
It was embarrassing for him.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like in the jiu-jitsu world, that's just embarrassing. But it just goes to show, no matter what your credentials are, if you don't have a gas tank,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't fucking matter.
That's the biggest equalizer.
As a striker, if you don't have the cardio, your hands feel like they're 50 pounds. You're dropping your hands. You can't throw your hands. It's almost like having one of those nightmares. You ever have one of those fucking nightmares where in your dreams you're trying so hard to run away from somebody, but you can't?
Yeah.
You're like in the mud.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. So it scares me. I'm not going to, and he's 34 years old, but it doesn't mean that he's old. It's just, but bro, the years of him grappling, the years of all, it's starting to take a toll on him, and he's jacked up.
He's jacked.
A great physical.
That's another problem, though.
But that's a problem.
Right.
More muscles, more oxygen. So it does scare me. But he did look better against Stoltzfus. His striking is not good. The thing that concerns me with Turman a little bit is that he if he's smart and he can like his grappling is serviceable. If he's smart and he could just kind of pick and prod at him from the outside a little bit, just pick him, pick, stay away from him. Just his game plan is nothing but picking him from the outside, picking him and dragging him into that deeper water. Even though he's got that submission threat behind him, like there is a chance that he could dance his way to like a boring poke prod victory, just staying away from him. Just, stay away. By all costs, stay fucking away. Keep your inch. But I don't think he's smart enough to do it. I don't think he's good enough to do it. I think he has chin issues just like fucking, the best of them. And I just think it's just a matter of time. I think he takes Thurman down at some point, takes his fucking neck.
Snatch his fucking neck. Let's go.
And that's it.
Second round.
You got to remember, sometimes some of these young guns, too, they think, I saw what fucking Hernandez did to him. Why can't I do that to him?
Yeah, and they get all fucking.
They get all hot and fucking bothered. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, you're fucking looking at like a fucking a salmon on the salmon river because you're sleeping. You think you're fucking like fishing for fucking salmon in the mountains somewhere.
Hey, Juan. So Davey said, "Will you be releasing the show in podcast?" He said, for some reason, last week's show wasn't in a podcast
on the
Apple, wherever you put it on.
Yeah. I'll make sure everything.
Yeah, we'll do that. Davey. Mark said he's jumping in the cage Saturday.
So fucking ornery, dude.
He goes, Mark says, I'm jumping in the cage Saturday.
What's wrong?
Pat said he took Fluffy last time. Went against you and took Fluffy.
All right.
And then Mike has nightmares of Bush choking him out.
Who's that?
Pat. All right.
He also said you're on your man period. It makes.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Pat. I think Pat said that.
Pat, wait. You know why Pat say that? Because he's 3,000 miles away.
Oh, he's here now. He got back.
Oh, are you Pat?
Yeah.
Why don't you come down the spectrum and say that to me?
Very ornery, man.
All right, listen.
Why do you say that, dude?
Because I don't know why you're so annoyed.
It's the food. It's the smell.
I'm dying.
What is it called? Parasinoma?
Paranomia.
Paranomia.
Yeah, paramosia, whatever. It sounds like a fucking brunch drink.
Paranormal activity.
All right, now we're gonna bring in Showdown.
Yeah.
Let's see what Showdown's gonna say. On the prelims, while we get her on over here, there's some decent fights over here. But like I said, we got some steam off the card from those 3 fights that really should have been on there. But, it'll be a good card. It'll be a good time. We're going to be there. So, we have an interesting fight, too, that this Barcelos fight, who Mike's a big Barcelos fan. But, little
nerve-wracking.
Little nerve-wracking watching the film on this regional guy. So just be careful over there with that guy. But I'm excited. After you told me all that, now I'm excited to see that.
I'm gonna tell you.
I was like, Barcelos going to wax this guy.
Yeah, I'm telling you that's a fight that should not be overlooked.
Yeah. So excited. We got Showdown ready to go. I'm excited to see what her pick is.
Me too. I don't know.
Ngannou's a dog. Maybe she's taking Ngannou.
We'll see.
Not exactly.
Hi.
Hi, what's going on?
Why don't you have the same enthusiasm as me?
What do you mean?
I was like, hi. You're like, hi.
It's just my voice.
Right. What's going on?
Very, very ornery today.
Yeah, he thinks I'm ornery today.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
What the fuck is going on here?
See? It's you. It's not everybody else.
I'm in a fine mood. I got good news today from my mom. Like, I'm in a good mood today. Yeah.
That's great to hear.
So let's cut to the chase, shall we?
Okay.
No, I'm
not
I'm not talking about the dog vet.
She owes something.
You let's rewind. Let's talk about my 49ers
Patriot.
and your Patriots.
Yes.
So I have to get you a hat, and you got to wear it for 2 weeks on the show.
A deal's a deal.
You got to sleep with it. You got to shower with it. No. I'm just All right. So and then that's the only bet we had, right?
Yeah, and Ramiz.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
You know what? It's accountability.
Love it. Go ahead, talk to me.
Yeah.
Come on, throw it on me. Throw the accountability on me.
Well, I just think. Well, you.
Yeah,
you
he's going right into the deli.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he hung in there.
Nah.
He is.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, Mac Jones goes
into
the deli.
Oh, Mac Jones. Yes, he does go.
He's
into
in the deli.
yes.
So you got 2 employees now in the deli. we better start getting a little more business in that deli.
We don't want more business. That's a bad thing.
All right, so Mac Jones in the deli. So Ramiz, what went right, what went wrong in your opinion on that pick?
I think Ramiz it was his first fight in the UFC, so his inexperience and his youth definitely showed, and of course Court McGee is a seasoned veteran, and he did what he went in there to do, and embarrassing. I don't think it was embarrassing. I'm just gonna say
Do you
he
see
was
me?
bleeding.
Do you see me peacocking?
But Ramiz was bleeding into his eye, and I think it was so distracting for him too that he couldn't focus on what he was doing. Like I think the blood all over his eyes was getting to him.
All right, so we're gonna rebound. Christine's gonna rebound because I won that fight. So Christine's gonna rebound.
Well, after hearing what you just said, it looks like we're not on the same side again.
I know who you're gonna pick. Can I guess, please?
Who?
Okay. My prediction, let me see how well I know Christine. So you're saying that out of the fights that we just discussed, you're on the other side of one fight.
Yeah.
And it's a dog. So it's definitely, if I know you, it's Stamen.
Yeah.
I knew it. See? I knew it. Okay, so I'm intrigued.
Well, that's a good thing. That just means he's the best dog.
Well, no, he's definitely a live dog for sure. I'm intrigued. Shoot.
Yeah. So my dog pick of the week is Cody Stamen. Cody Stamen is a plus 160 underdog. He is facing off against Said Nurmagomedov, who is the favorite at minus 190. Stamen is 32 years old. He's 5'6", with a 64-inch reach. Said is 29 years old, 5'8", with a 70-inch reach. So yes, that is an alarming number. Said definitely has that 5-inch reach advantage. That it's not promising, but we're gonna get to that. Stamen is 2-1 in his last 3, with a decision loss again to Merab Dvalishvili, a decision loss to Jimmy Rivera, and a decision win against Ryan Kelleher. Said is 1-2 in his last 3, with a KO win by ground and pound against Mark Striegel, decision loss to Ronnie Barcelos, and a win by KO against Ricardo Ramos. So I'm just going to get into some stats. Stamen is throwing at 4 strikes per minute, 4.03. Said is at a 4.6 strikes per minute. So Said definitely outputs more. Stamen also absorbs 3.36 strikes per minute. And Said is at a 2.37. So Said also absorbs less than Stamen. In a actually, I'm going to start with a couple things. Sorry, I have it old school written. Their rankings. So Stamen is 18th ranked in the bantamweight division. Said is 27th ranked. So there definitely is a huge ranking discrepancy between them. I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with Merab. Said is 3-1 in the UFC, and he's definitely a finisher. 2 by knockout, 1 by decision, and 1 loss by decision as well. He hasn't really faced high-level opponents. He's got a solid chin. He stayed in the fight against Ronnie Barcelos, which he took some pretty big shots. He was taken down a couple of times. He was able to get up. He also showed his takedown defense it's decent at like a 76%. And he was, to me, Ronnie Barcelos took him down very easily when he did. But he also was able to stuff some takedowns there. He's definitely known for his striking. He throws high volume. He hits hard. He throws lots of kicks in as well. He has this weird ability to land his spinning attacks every time. I thought that was kind of weird in the Barcelo fight that he did the spinning elbow so many times, and he never defended that, and it was almost like one trick pony type of thing, but it worked. It was effective. And another strength in his striking is the power. he has shown to get a knockout, in the first round. He has 2 knockouts on his belt, but he's also has only 4 fights. Now on the mat, Saeed has a good takedown defense, but in the same fight with Barcelos, as I said, he was able to take him down. And he showed to be struggling a little bit there. His scrambling ability is less than commendable. A lot of people hear, Nurmagomedov, and they think he is Khabib-like, which he isn't. He's not related to Khabib. He hasn't really fought very, very high level grapplers. I think Stamen is definitely going to be a test for him. And he also does not go for takedowns in fights. He's actually averaging 0.4 takedowns per fight. So, less than a takedown per fight. And that is where I see a wrinkle in his game and where Stamen can come into the picture. Stamen, in his losses, he's lost to Merab Dvalishvili, who is number 8 in the division. He went for 5 rounds with Merab. It was a very impressive showing. He was able to stand his own and get it to the cards, which it's a feat in itself. A draw against Song Yadong, which, Song Yadong is up there too. He's a great fighter. And he also went 3 rounds with Song Yadong to a decision. And then he lost via knee bar to Aljamain Sterling, who, as we know, is the interim champion now. So he has a better strength of schedule compared to Saeed. He's fought better fighters and he's lost to better fighters. He also has a win against Kelleher, which Kelleher's up there too, and he's a great fighter. Stamen is pretty active. He's averaging around 2.5 fights per year. Merab, on the other hand, he's coming back off a 2-year layoff, I believe. On the feet, Stamen will try to close the distance with Saeed, he does have that 6-inch reach advantage, but he knows how to keep his distance with him. He uses a lot of kicks to keep him at bay and to go in when he needs to. He's shown he has good cardio. He's got a lot of decisions under his belt. He likes to throw body shots. I really like his boxing style. He throws a lot of body shots. He will go against the clinch. He does a lot of he'll hold him against the clinch and he'll punch him in the stomach, punch him in the head, and he'll do stuff like that. I think that's where he actually feels really comfortable. But he also likes to set up his combos. He uses a lot of feints. On the mat, Stamen is a much stronger grappler than Saeed and wrestler. He goes for the takedowns. He likes to take his opponents down and just hold him there. He's not too busy on the mat, but he goes for it. He's averaging about 2.8 takedowns per fight. So, Merab is at a 0.5, which shows that that's probably his weakness, whereas Stamen is much stronger in that sense, and he's averaging 2.8 takedowns per fight. So, how does the fight play out? If Stamen is smart, he will go in with the game plan to expose Saeed's grappling. Saeed will try to keep it on the feet, where he will go for lots of spinning attacks. He's going to go for the heavy shots. If he lands some heavy shots, Cody doesn't have a weak chin, and I think he will be able to withstand all of that. He's going to attack his legs. Cody's very good at attacking the legs, but Saeed is also good at that. I've seen him. He likes to attack the legs, but he doesn't go for high kicks. Stamen's going to find ways to close the distance, attack the body. He likes to fight in the clinch. He's going to throw strikes and combinations, and then he's going to, if he's smart, go for the takedown, at least 1 takedown per round, hold him down, and just rinse and repeat in that sense. Both of these guys are durable and have shown that they can stay in the fight, and they're going to withstand a lot of hits, and hopefully if Stamen keeps putting on the pressure, he can execute a dominant and frequent grapple-heavy game if he doesn't catch a spinning attack or a heavy knockout blow. And I think he can maybe get a sub at some point, but to be realistic, I think Stamen will win by a decision here.
Okay. I like great breakdown, by the way.
Thank you.
The reason why I I agree with you that he's a live dog. Is without a doubt he's got the more strength of schedule under the UFC. There's no doubt about it. Nobody can argue that. The reason that I'm not sold on him was actually because when I went into the numbers a little bit, which I did a little for this fight, the sample size on Saeed is way too small to gauge his numbers. And people looked at he's got 4 fights, which he does, right? He's got 4 fights under the UFC umbrella. 2 of those fights ended in the first round because he knocked the guy out. So that's 2 fights right there that there were really no statistics. He threw 18 strikes, knocked the guy out, and then he threw 17 strikes to knock the guy out. So he really has 2 fight sample size of fight. 1 fight that he lost to Hani Barcelos, who we can all agree that's a very good fighter, who was able to take him down and control him. And then that's it. He beat Justin Scoggins, which anyone who knows what Justin Scoggins is, Justin Scoggins was like that fighter that should have been much better than he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think Scoggins is anything notable.
No, but that's what I mean. No. He should have been a lot better than he was. He should have been. Justin Scoggins should have been a lot better than he was. Like, he had good scrambling. Like, he had the ability. If he showed up and fought that night, he was a really good fighter. But if he didn't, you shit the bed. You know, so the thing with Cody Stamann that I do like about him, that sold me on him a little bit, was everybody that he's fought in under the UFC umbrella, everybody has always had a much longer reach advantage than him. He has a 64-inch reach, and he's fought guys all the way up to 71 inches. So he's never had the advantage of reach. So when you look at that, you're like, that's why I really didn't bring it up that much. But when you look at that, you're saying, all right, he's got a 5-inch reach advantage. Well, everybody he's fought, he's been in a deficit, so that really doesn't matter for him. He understands how to clear the space. You know, the problem that I'm running into is that I think Nurmagomedov's grappling is a little underrated. I think people are looking at him and they're saying, well, he's tall, he's not a Nurmagomedov, which he's not. He's not in any relationship at all. He's got that crazy dynamic striking way about him. But anytime somebody does take a shot at him, he knows what to do. Like, you could see, even if he fails in his attempt, there was a couple times where Hani Barcelos was able to control him on the ground. He's very wiry. His first instinct is kind of take his ass and get it back to the top of the cage. You know, and if you can't stay active on the ground and you can't find the transitions the right way, he's going to get up. You know, and every round does start on the feet, and there's just something in me that feels like he's going to be able to keep it on the feet just long enough with a packed crowd, where the more oohs and ahs from the crowd are going to come from his spinning back fist or this or that, and the judges might just be like, meh. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You understand what I mean?
But you know what? When Stamann fought Zvalishvili, when Zvalishvili would go in and attack him, he's also good at catching people when they're caught off guard. So I can also see Saeed doing one of those crazy moves, and Stamann being ready for that and catching him there.
Yeah, no. I said it before you came on. I said he's one of the more live dogs on the card. I just think that the overall body of work of Stamann, we know what he is. We know he's super tough. We know he's a good wrestler. We know he calculates reach very well, and he clears space well. He's done it his whole career. He's never had the reach advantage. But I think that people are underselling Nurmagomedov a little bit because of that whole narrative. He's not a Nurmagomedov. He's a striker. At the end of the day, he still is from Dagestan. He still knows how to wrestle. You know what I mean? So that's what's curious. That's what's killing my curiosity a little bit. Like, that's where I'm a little curious. But I think that your dog pick is, that he's one of the most live guys, not on the main card. I think he's one of the more live guys on the whole card.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good.
Yeah,
good
you know,
pick.
I went through it.
You want to have a little bet on this card since we bet the last one too?
On this fight or
yeah,
a
since
different
we're against each other again. Do you want to do double or nothing? Like, you could win the hat bet back, but if not, you got to wear like
the whole gear.
You got to hear a hat and like.
No, not a year. Come on, Cole.
No, get
Why are you doing
get her
this?
an outfit.
You got to wear like a hat, and do you like and you got to eat something you got to eat something while you're doing your breakdown next week.
No.
I eat something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, she's a girl. She can't.
Yeah, no.
If it was a guy.
Oh, you got to. All right.
I come
Why?
up with
I don't want.
was she like a cheerleader or anything?
Do you want to do
Come up with
terms
a
or
cheer.
something? Do you want to make the terms, or you don't want to do it this week?
You know
Double or
what?
nothing.
We could do that, except it'll be a nickname for a week.
Well, I don't get anything.
Uh,
I don't. It's not me. If I win, I nothing. If I win, you don't do the hat thing. It's called double or nothing.
Double or nothing.
Okay.
So
Reprieve.
you pick what you have to do. If you lose, you got to wear the hat and something else.
Fine.
I'll
Deal.
let you pick it, and you can decide after the fight.
Okay.
All right.
Your blanket.
Yeah. It's
I'll
fair.
give you like a San Francisco blanket or something.
Oh boy.
They got to hang on your wall.
I think they're gonna do well, but I can't go against. I couldn't have, but I didn't realize the Pats were gonna lose in such embarrassing fashion. It's just horrible.
Well, great breakdown as usual, Christine. And
Thank you.
Actually, you know what I'll do? Listen, forget double or nothing. If I lose, I'll wear that. I'll wear this.
The Pikachu hat.
I'll wear the Pikachu hat.
Okay, now.
All right.
If,
But that doesn't erase your bet then. If I have to wear
if I could find Stamen and train him myself right now, just so that you lose.
All right. I'll talk to you a little later. Good
Thanks,
breakdown.
Christine.
Okay. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
You kind of just weaseled your way out of my bet, which was
I'll wear that too. I'll wear that the whole fucking show. How about that?
you're going to do the Charleston.
What the fuck is the Charleston?
You've never seen the Charleston?
Which one's the
sure.
Charleston?
The Charleston is it's
What, the Pee Wee Herman thing?
something like
I don't know the Charleston.
You never seen the Charleston?
no.
It's like it's like a Civil War dance or Great Depression dance.
I'll do a fucking, let me tell you something. I'll come in here with a German fucking overalls on, and I'm not even German, and I'll do like the Schwarze dance with the fucking.
What's the worst thing that you said you can eat?
Dude, I can't eat anything right now. Anything you give me tastes like fucking horse shit and
You have
cat
to you
piss.
have to sample 3 foods.
Why would you even want to put me in that
But he
situation?
might throw up.
Dealing with what I'm dealing with.
He might throw up.
Yeah, I'll be nice.
I seen him almost
All
throw
right,
up.
oh, no, you know what? Fuck this shit. You know what?
Ornery. That's what you're ornery.
That's a
right?
bet. I'll listen.
What's mine?
Listen,
There we
dealing with what I'm dealing with right now, this parasomnia bullshit, that everything tastes as like dirt. I'll let you give me 3 sample foods. They got to be.
Yeah,
I don't have to finish
It
them.
won't be no joke.
I have to taste
Factor
them.
shit.
Just taste them.
Like sauerkraut or something.
Okay,
Like
you got to eat a whole fucking habanero pepper.
I did the one
Yeah,
time.
you ate a
That's
potato.
easy.
You ate a fucking potato chip,
That,
son.
listen, bring
Okay,
it.
deal. Done. That's
Done.
it.
That's it.
3 tastes.
No, not the pepper of my choice that I find.
I'm not doing Carolina Reaper. That's the only thing I'm
All
telling
right,
you.
so then maybe I'll get you a nice fresh ghost pepper.
Let's go, staff.
All right, let's go. We'll see you. We'll see you on TV. We're gonna be on TV Saturday.
Yeah.
Come back on Tuesday after we
Hey,
smash
that's
the
another
card.
thing. If I'll here, we could do that too. I'll be fucking I'll be wearing a mask. But if one of you guys end up spotting me or Anthony there, come up to us and we'll give you a free T-shirt.
All right, and don't forget to
We're not
come.
gonna have them on us.
We're
but
doing
gonna-
a special $24.99 UFC 270 event pass. All the bets, DFS. The live stream Saturday before we go to the fights. Come join us. Let's win some fucking money. And we'll see you on Tuesday. Peace.
Honorary.